There's a mainstream belief that if one of the moderate candidates became the moderate candidate, so the entire establishment coalesced around that one moderate candidate, that they would be able to defeat Bernie Sanders in the primary. Because if you add up all the moderate candidates right now, like if you look at New Hampshire, well, they defeat Bernie Sanders if you add them all up and verse him. Except, first, that isn't how elections work, but also that isn't how people actually think and vote. And I have some data to back up my position on this. So let's take a look at this. This is a national Democratic primary head-to-head. So this is from YouGov and Yahoo News, and you can see here. I'll get to the graphic in a second, but the breakdown in Democratic primary head-to-heads: Bernie Sanders beats Klobuchar, beats Buttigieg, beats Bloomberg, beats Biden, and beats Warren, all to varying degrees, but beats all of them. And the ones that are the closest to it being even a competition are the candidates Biden and Warren that have performed the worst, especially in New Hampshire, 4th and 5th. So let's look at the graphic here. It gives a little bit of a clearer overview. Bernie Sanders appears strong against other Democratic contenders in head-to-head contests. So again, the question is, if you had to choose between these candidates and Bernie Sanders as the Democratic presidential nominee, I would vote for, and then percentage of those who will vote in a Democratic primary. So Bernie beats Biden. Bernie beats Warren. Bernie beats Bloomberg. Bernie beats Buttigieg. Bernie beats Amy Klobuchar. But according to people like Chris Matthews on MSNBC or like Chuck Todd, these moderate candidates, if they just picked one of them and all coalesced to the one candidate, well, you're going to get all the voters that would have voted for each of them voting for that one candidate. That isn't how it works. People aren't that ideological. So for a lot of these candidates, like if you look at Morning Consult does consistent polling on this. If you look at people's second choices, so say people that are supporting Biden, their second choice by far is Bernie Sanders. People that support Elizabeth Warren, their second choice by far is Bernie Sanders. So right there, the candidates that had the most support, a lot of that support is now actually coalescing to Bernie Sanders, which is why, or at least part of the reason, you were seeing Biden and Warren dropping while Sanders is rising. And same thing with Buttigieg. Even though a lot of Buttigieg supporters, their second choice isn't Bernie, it may be third or fourth choice. Or Klobuchar, Bernie may be their third or fourth choice. So again, you cannot look at these candidates in an ideological perspective. You have to understand that people vote based on how they feel. And that may be because of one thing that one candidate said. It may be because of one policy they support. Or it just may be a general feeling that, hey, this person is real, this person's authentic, and they're actually going to fight for me. And if you're basing your vote on that, which is a lot of people, Bernie Sanders makes the most sense because he does have a 40-year record of saying the same thing, fighting for the same issues, fighting for people, fighting against powerful interests, and right now running a campaign 100% funded by grassroots support. So anytime, if you're in a conversation with friends or family about, oh, well, you support Klobuchar, and only if everyone else supported Klobuchar that are moderate, well, then they would be able to defeat Bernie Sanders. Bring up this poll from Yahoo News, YouGov. You can find it anywhere. Here, if you go to Yahoo, just look it up. And the breakdown is obvious. I mean, this is how people think, in the sense that people are not ideological. This is how they vote. Bernie Sanders would be the best candidate to go up against Donald Trump. And I don't want to go through the whole thing again because I do it every time. But it's because Sanders brings out the people that don't normally vote. Independents, young people, working class voters, people that did not vote in 2016. Sanders will bring them out in 2020 against Donald Trump. If you care about getting Trump out, Bernie Sanders is your candidate.